Dante Greco.
Dante is a really smart guy.
Ladies love Dante. Look at that head of hair. Look at that face. What's your name?
Dante Greco.
Dante was me, yours truly.
I'm gonna come.
Welcome to the Dante Greco Show. I'm back. It's been a while. I took the entire last week off, for no particular good reason. Well, there were some good reasons. It was July 4th, and it was my stepdaughter's birthday, and so it was just very busy and very fun. But we're back. We're here. We're queer. We're coming for your children, okay? We're broadcasting live from Central America, and let's just get into it. So much news has happened. A lot of stuff I wanted to cover last week. Of course, I didn't get to it, but whatever. Nobody remembers anymore anyway. But let's start off with some good news. Madonna and Jamie Foxx are both on the mend. Okay? Matter of fact, Madonna this morning finally spoke out after, we don't know if it was a bacterial infection. Was it Narcan that they gave her? I don't understand how that whole thing got mixed up, because the Narcan report didn't exactly specify it was not to revive her after an opioid overdose. You hear Narcan, you think, so she didn't have a bacterial infection. She was just taking pills. But no, when you read more into it, it's not clear. But why would you need to revive someone with Narcan? Is that just the only, if they're passed out from a bacterial infection that was brought on by a low-grade fever? Is that the only way to revive people these days? Narcan? What about smelling salts or just, I don't know, a defibrillator? Anyways, let's read the story. Let's see what Madonna had to say. She said, "Thank you for your positive energy, prayers, and words of healing and encouragement. I have felt your love. I'm on the road to recovery and incredibly grateful for all the blessings in my life." I mean, yeah, look, it was a health scare, bottom line. I don't think it was a fake thing to churn up some sympathy, to sell some tickets. I think she actually has. She's 64 years old, all right? Something went wrong. So we don't want to joke about that too much. It's a little insensitive, but it's good to see her out here talking about it, because there was too much mystery. Not only was she talking about it, by the way, she was seen by some podcaster, which what a coincidence. Her name is Lauren Conlin. She's like a true crime entertainment podcaster. She just happens to be the first person to see Madonna out walking around in the Upper East Side. Here she is. She's got her trademark gray alien sunglasses, a giant hat, and some shorts, but she's on her feet. She's walking around. She's recovering. It's great. Getting back to her statement. "My first thought when I woke up in the hospital was my children. My second thought was that I did not want to disappoint anyone who bought tickets for my tour. I also didn't want to let down the people who worked tirelessly, blah, blah, blah. I hate to disappoint anyone. My focus now is on my health and getting stronger, and I assure you, I'll be back with you as soon as I can. The current plan is to reschedule the North American leg of the tour and to begin in October in Europe." Is that enough time? I mean, look, it's been 11 days. She's out walking around with a friend, I presume. So that's good. But October for Europe, that's right around the corner. What is it? July 10th today? July, August, September. That's only a few months. She might find herself right back in the same position if she pushes too hard. Now, I understand it's the 40th anniversary tour and she wants the dates to line up, but forget the dates. Who cares? It's the celebration tour, okay? It's the celebration of Madonna's career. It's like Elton John with his Goodbye Yellow Brick Road that finally ended. She can just do it. Her fans will be there whenever it happens. So no rush. No rush. No, you don't want to trigger another sepsis. As far as Jamie Foxx, this was a big surprise. I got the TMZ alert on my phone yesterday, and I saw Jamie Foxx, and you expect, oh, this is going to be bad news, because all we've heard is that Jamie Foxx, first it was like he was near death and his family's gathering around him like he's Madonna. And then it's, no. He's okay, but he's partially paralyzed and partially blind, which is what AJ Benza said. Then they come out and say, no, he's not doing that. He's okay. He's playing pickleball. Yeah, right. Doesn't sound good. So when I get the alert yesterday, I'm expecting the worst. And then you see the video, and it's Jamie Foxx on a yacht waving to people. Now, if you're on my channel, you saw that I did like some kind of like newscast videos talking about this already and on my TikTok, but we'll just talk about it again because what else are we going to do? So here's him on the yacht. Oh, shoot. All right, I'm a little rusty. I haven't done this in about a week, so bear with me. Bear witness to me as I pull up the video. Okay, here we go.
It's our birthday!
Jamie Foxx is probably sitting there like, I could give a fuck that it's your birthday. I'm just happy to be alive and out on a boat, God damn you. What do I care? But look at him. He's smiling. He's throwing up the peace sign. Right? We'll slow it down. Oh, he yelled something too. What did he say? Jamie yelled, "Don't sell this." Well, whatever. Anyways, he's seen there. He's smiling. He's having a good time. All right. And then as I spoke about, like, hey, that doesn't necessarily clear up all the rumors. He's sitting there. Arms not only one of his arms is moving in the video.
Mira, buscarte ese amor.
Pardon me. These ads don't stop. Yeah. Only one of his arms is moving in the video, and he's sitting down. He's got glasses on, you know. He still could be in a bad state. But now a new video has come out. Almost makes you start to think like, is this an orchestrated media push to let the world know that Jamie Foxx is okay? Because all of a sudden, he's being filmed everywhere. He's being filmed on a yacht. He's being filmed at Topgolf. People see him out dancing in Chicago. The reason, by the way, all this is happening in Chicago and greater Illinois is because he's been recuperating at the Shirley something ability center, whatever it is, like a top of the line recuperation place for brain injuries. So that's where he's been. That's why this is all happening in Chicago. I drove through Chicago, by the way. Cost me $45 just to drive through that state with all the toll roads. I don't know what the hell you guys are doing out there, but it's a nightmare. Stay away. Fly in if you have to. Getting back to it, though. Let's watch the video of him at Topgolf. Topgolf, if you're not an alcoholic, is a thing where you go and you drink and you just whack golf balls. It's like a driving range, but it's like a club / driving range. Okay. You drink, you hit balls. So here's Jamie.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? We want to thank you for coming out tonight. It's the last call at Topgolf. This means we would be great. Have your attention, please.
So, just him. Now, this is great. He's gripping it with his right arm. The right arm that I was curious about in the first video. He's gripping the club with his right arm, and he's walking with two legs, and he's walking around on his own. No sunglasses this time. And you can clearly see that it's Jamie Foxx. This was another thing. A lot of commenters on TikTok in particular are like, that's not him. They're still saying it right now. Even on the latest video I posted, that's not him. It's a clone. Like, I can understand maybe body double, like a Saddam Hussein type body double, just to, make people think he's okay, because Jamie Foxx, let's face it, is a business unto himself. The guy's worth a lot of money. And he's worth a lot to other people. So, okay, I can understand that. Cloning, like you think that somehow we have gotten so advanced with cloning that we can create another full-fledged, fully grown, fully aged Jamie Foxx in 3 months? Dolly the sheep has been dead for years. And I don't think they really quite ever got the hang of the cloning thing. So come on. Body double, maybe. Cloning, no. And also body double, no. This is Jamie Foxx. It's not, you don't need a conspiracy to explain the Jamie Foxx thing. The guy had an injury. Now, whether it really was brought on by the COVID vaccine, which is what AJ Benza was claiming, we don't know. It's very possible. Look, people have adverse reactions to the vaccine. They get blood clots, they get heart attacks, they drop dead. Young people drop dead. A lot of people are also alive. I'm alive. I'm waiting to drop dead from the vaccine, but as of now, I'm alive. So this move to like blame any issue, any health issue, and I'm sure they're blaming Madonna's health issue on the vaccine too. And every health issue that befalls a celebrity is not from the vaccine. Although this one could be, because he was working on a movie. Personally, I thought that he was just stressed out. The reports leading up to his medical complication, the reports coming out of the production of that movie he's doing with Cameron Diaz are that like he fired his driver and he's firing other people and it's just stressful to get it done. And Cameron Diaz is back for the first time in however many years making a movie, and who knows how they're getting along. And so like, I thought the guy was just stressed and it like, you know, raised his blood pressure, but who knows? I hope he comes out and makes a statement soon. Maybe this will prompt him in a similar way to Madonna, because Madonna, those photographs of her with her giant alien sunglasses and sun hat came out before she made a statement. So, you know, it's like the cat's out the bag, or in this case, the fox. Let's keep watching this.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? We want to thank you for coming out tonight. It's the last coming out
As
tonight.
always, the people in the group.
We want to thank you for coming out tonight.
That guy who puts his hand up. It's always the person in the celebrity group who's like just half-assing the trying to stop people from taking pictures and take video. You know, I used to put up with it all the time at TMZ. There's always one person that just takes it upon themselves because like they're probably not doing anything else of value to the celebrity. So to prove why I should still be here hanging out, they go, "Hey man, we're not doing that today. Sorry, man. Hey, can you put that away?"
Thank you for coming out tonight. It's the last call at Top Golf. This means we would be great.
But anyways, look, Jamie's there. He's having a great time. He's at Top Golf, and it's great news. It's great news considering what we believed was possible about his condition. To see him out here now, he must have made some kind of breakthroughs. Maybe he really was playing pickleball a month or so back. An eyewitness told TMZ his swing was better than the people with whom he was competing, that he had a very strong swing. And by the way, Jamie won. I'm sure they weren't letting him win. But they said he was walking regular, not dragging his leg. His arm movement were definitely good. He was just regular Jamie. Great news. Great stuff. And good for Madonna, too, that she's back in the world and, you know, she's going to do a tour. I don't know. They should get together. You know, Jamie Foxx is a singer also. He should make an appearance on Madonna's tour at some point. You know, let's just bring both these stories together. Why not? All right, let's move on to another man who people have questions about his neurological capability. President Joe Biden. No, I'm not one of those conspiracy theorists. I don't think he's fully senile necessarily, but there's a lot to make you question. Maybe he is. You know, those jobs, it's no secret that the job ages you. And for someone who's already as old as he was, he's got to be aging like at a rate 10 times faster than your norm. The only person who's ever been impervious to the aging that the Oval Office brings you is Donald Trump. He looks almost exactly the same. Probably because of the hair, because he's always had that kind of like straw yellow hair. He's had that hair color for like 30 years. Obama. I remember I asked this to Brian Grazer when I was at TMZ, and he kind of laughed it off. But like, Obama should have just started dyeing his hair when he was in office. He came in, hair was nice and color, and then it just went gray. And then people start to be like, oh, that job's wearing on him. Just dye it. Who cares? Dye it blue. All right. Don't effing bullshit me. Biden has a furious temper in the White House, and his staff try to avoid meeting him face to face because of his foul mouth rants. I'm going to pull up that video that I made, by the way, in a second after we read this of the about the all the presidents swearing. It's a fun video. He does get angry. Get your words straight, Jack. Hey, Jack, I'll challenge you to a push-up contest, Jack. One second. Here we go. Here's the headline. Behind Biden's folksy demeanor is a quick fuse, Axios reports. No one is safe, said one administration official. Yeah, well, I mean, like, we knew this, really. If you ever saw that video of him talking about crack cocaine, where he's like, I don't want one crack in my near my mother or your family, put him in jail. We know that he's angry. How can you not be angry? The amount of stress that comes with first being in the Senate and then the vice president and then the presidency, it's stressful. Everybody comes to you. Somebody described it as like the place where only the problems that have no easy solution, or like the problems that just can't be solved anywhere else, those are the only problems that make it to the president's desk. Every idiot, every asshole out there with a problem is coming to you, trying to get you to solve it, trying to get you to trip up so they can use stuff against you, trying to, get you to commit taxpayer dollars to something that will look bad. Like, it's just, you're getting it from all sides. Of course he's going to be pissed. He has a temper that sees him yelling at staff and shouting obscenities. A new report on Monday revealed. Yeah, if he wasn't, I would be a little more concerned that he's not into the job. Some staff try to avoid meeting alone with him or bring along a colleague to help diffuse the situation because his temper is so bad. Biden will blast 4-letter words during his rages, including, God damn it, how the fuck don't you know this? Don't fucking bullshit me. Get the fuck out of here. He's shown flashes of his temper in public before. He always looks like he's like squinting. He's got that J.R. Smith squint. What? How the fuck do you not know this, Jack? Including his 2022 visit to Saudi Arabia, where he snapped at a Daily Mail reporter for asking about his fist bump with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman outside the royal palace in Jeddah. Yes, that's right. The terrorist fist jab, if anyone remembers the Obama era and Fox News' coverage. It's a silly question, the president said, adding his signature phrase, God love you. I don't want to read about reporters, though. I want to read about him yelling at his staff. Staff at all levels can be subjected to Biden's fury. No one is safe, said one administration official. It's so weird. I just want to say something. Like, we've seen Trump go into speeches and call bullshit and swear and get angry with everybody. There is a little double standard. And the Democrats bring it on themselves because they try to be, the good people. They're about positivity and inspiring and inclusion and all that shit. So it's kind of their fault, but there is a little bit of a double standard. Like, a president can go out there, Bush, Trump, whoever, on the Republican side and swear and get upset. And they're like, well, he's just standing up for America. If a Democrat gets a little upset and swears, you're trying to paint him as like, some horrific monster. They're all just executives. Remember that. Doesn't anybody have a job? You ever worked with a boss? Every boss is like this. Some aides, however, argue it's a sign Biden respects and feels comfortable enough with his staff to yell at them. Well, that's a little Stockholm syndrome-y. He loves us. That's why he's telling us that we're fucking idiots. Aides told the news outlet if the president doesn't yell at you, it could be a sign he doesn't respect you. Come on, Jack. Jen Psaki, the former White House press secretary, said, I said to Biden multiple times, I'll know we have a really good, trusting relationship when you yell at me the first time. Kind of a weird image control story planting is this? What's their goal here? There's no question that the Biden temper is for real, said author Chris Whipple in his book, The Fight of His Life Inside Joe Biden's White House. It may not be as volcanic as Bill Clinton's, but it's definitely there. That's another guy. I mean, look, everybody that acts nice or pretends to be nice is secretly really angry. That's just one of the truths of life. All those fake positive people. I bet Tony Robbins is the angriest guy and the meanest guy in the world if you cross him. All of these phony positive people, gurus, people who are on The Good Place. Kristen Bell, I bet, is a nightmare. They just are. Because you're like trying so hard to be positive and nice. No, just you're an asshole sometimes. Sometimes. Just be it sometimes. You don't have to be it all the time. Get the fuck out of here. What are you talking about, you idiot? That's Bill Clinton. And Biden's temper is also said to be gentler than his predecessor, Donald Trump. Former Trump aide Cassidy Hutchison told the January 6th committee last year that the former president would get so angry he would throw his lunch at the wall. He would pick up his well-done steak, which is probably hard as a rock and covered in ketchup, and just fling it at the wall, followed by a chicken wing. Bullshit. She described Trump's reaction to then Attorney General Bill Barr, saying there was no evidence of voter fraud in the 2020 election. The valet was inside the dining room, changing the tablecloth off of the dining room table. He motioned for me to come in and then pointed toward the front of the room near the fireplace mantle and the TV. When I first noticed, there was ketchup dripping down the wall. And there's a shattered porcelain plate on the floor. How funny is that? He actually did throw a ketchup slathered steak at the wall. And they got mad when, Obama took his suit jacket off in the Oval Office. Not taking sides, just pointing out hypocrisies and double standards. That's all. And there's a shattered porcelain plate on the floor. Okay, so Biden, on the other hand, has a mantra. You can never give me too much detail. He gets frustrated and shows it when aides offer vague talking points or lace their answers with too much policy minutia. He's obsessed with details, although some staffs say that it's just his way of thinking through things before making a final decision and selling that decision to the American people. Well, what a brilliant man. I would hope so. So, anyways, where's that video? 1 second, it's fun. Play it from my YouTube page. I could use the views. By the way, I'm now also working. Check this website out. It's called clickpop.substack.com. It's a website that I'm working with, and we post a lot of news articles, and you'll get more podcasts. And it basically, Substack is a newsletter that sends the stuff directly to your email. And you get the news. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're everywhere. So it's good stuff. And, it's an easy way to just keep up with everything in article form. We're writing articles here on ClickPop. So Please go ahead and check that out. Subscribe if you would like. All right. Here's my vid.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
You're a damn liar, man.
No one fucking about it. Yeah, you're damn right.
Get your words straight, Jack.
Bullshit.
Nuclear fucking warheads.
This son of a bitch, sleeping son of a bitch.
He's a jackass.
Badass.
Lower shit.
Fuck that.
Stop doing this shit. Asshole.
I talk to you if you'll shut up and let me talk.
Sexual intercourse. Sexual relations.
Fuck.
We've had some sex.
I'm uncomfortable wearing shoes.
Shit, it makes him feel like a goddamn.
But it is the most faggot goddamn thing you have ever imagined.
The crotch down where your nuts hang, an inch from where the zipper ends back to my bunghole.
That silly bastard. That silly bastard? He's a silly bastard. Well, this is obviously a fuck up. That's okay. That's right.
This is obviously a fuck up. See, they all do it. They're all swearing. That's why in particular, because he gets like old man angry. Oh, stupid son of a bitch.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
You're a damn liar, man.
No one fucking about it. Yeah, you're damn right.
Get your words straight, Jack.
Bullshit.
That's my favorite when he thinks he's making a big. Get your words straight, Jack. I'm standing up. What do you know, you construction worker, Jack? And people think Obama doesn't have a temper because he speaks calmly. I bet he has as bad a temper as anyone else. Michelle, get the fuck in here. I don't want to hear that shit. What's his daughter's name again? I don't know. Girls, get your fucking homework done. Or I'm going to come in there. I'm going to knock on some doors. I'm going to turn over some tables. You'll wish you were never born. Mayim Bialik from Jeopardy decided that she needed to announce that she feels worthless, useless, and irrelevant. Let's find out why together. This was during a recent Ask Mayim Anything themed episode of the podcast Mayim Bialik's Breakdown. All right, so look, at least she's on theme. It's all about her descent into madness. In the YouTube video uploaded last week, Bialik read a viewer's question that asked, what do you do when you feel useless, irrelevant, and worthless? Or do you not ever feel that way? I'm sure some intern didn't write that. Great question. The Big Bang Theory alum responded, I do feel that way. And it's kind of hard question to answer, because I know from where I'm sitting, obviously, I have a platform and I get to talk to people. Do you really have a platform? Is anybody really listening to Mayim Bialik's Breakdown? When you're scrolling through the podcast app on Apple, because you're looking for the Dante Greco show, do you see Mayim Bialik's Breakdown and think that looks like a fun listen? I will stop here and I will spend my time listening to Mayim Bialik complain. You might have a platform on Jeopardy, but if you start talking about your breakdown and how useless you feel on Jeopardy, they'll go to commercial. And then they'll probably run a repeat. I would say I'm grateful to have the opportunity to be here. I'm still a human, and I often feel like what I'm doing is not what I'm supposed to be doing, or I'm not doing it well enough, or I'm not reaching enough people, or I'm not doing it right, or I look stupid. Just name the thing, and I think it. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I mean, what else would you really be so useful at? You were a child actress, and now you host Jeopardy, and you have a podcast, and I think you have some kids. I mean, that's kind of good enough. What else do you need? You need to be starting the next Renaissance? Do you need to be performing surgery? What else could you do? You get to do Jeopardy. You took over for a man who died after 40 years of hosting the show or whatever, and now you do it. And you probably shoot 5 episodes a day, and then you have the rest of the week off. Should you be farming? I mean, what are you supposed to do? She added, some people like to surround themselves with people who will not make them feel useless, irrelevant, and worthless. But because I'm an actor person, and what is that? Is that like a new phraseology, an actor person? Have we discovered a new gender? The fuck? I grew up in a world where everyone was like, you're amazing. And sometimes it's hard for me to lean into believing people. Well, that's true. I mean, look. The actors are surrounded by like the weirdest, most sycophantic, most desperate looking people a lot of the time. And I've never been in like an actor's inner circle, really. I mean, I've hung out a few times with people in the entertainment industry in non-work settings, but for the most part, I'm just talking about what I see from the people that show up to red carpets. It really is sick. The look of desperation in people's eyes, if they could only lock their eyes with Mayim Bialik's. To combat those feelings, she tries to exercise, meditate, find quiet time for herself, and eat healthy foods daily. Well, that's wonderful. Is she coming out with a cookbook? Is that what this is all leading up to? The Call Me Cat star revealed that also urged others who feel consistently or persistently useless, irrelevant, and worthless to seek professional help or talk to someone about it. Good call. Bialik often faces the wrath of Jeopardy fans on social media, some of whom claim her co-host Ken Jennings is way more personable than she is. He probably is. I mean, yeah, you're not tuning into Jeopardy to see someone's existential crisis. You want to watch some guy just say what is, or like, list off the names of categories. You don't need more than that. Okay, so that's her. Tori Spelling. She was on 90210. Father Aaron Spelling, extremely wealthy man, creator of a multitude of television shows. Giant house in Bel Air near the Playboy Mansion. He's dead. Died a long time ago. She is allegedly staying at a $100 a night motel with her 5 kids amid Dean McDermott marital strife after growing up in the $165 million Holmby Hills mansion. So she was pictured leaving a Los Angeles area motel alongside her brood. 16-year-old Liam, 15-year-old Stella, 11-year-old Hattie, 10-year-old Finn, and 6-year-old Bo. Now, I look at these pictures and I wonder. I know, look, she doesn't have a big career as an actress anymore. It's been several years, and I don't think she has even a reality show right now. Erin is dead, and her mother, Candy, I think Candy is kind of like, well, don't look at me. I'm not going to give you any money. F you. So she's probably kind of out on her own. But when I look at these pictures and I see this story and it's an exclusive for the Daily Mail, I think like maybe this is a little staged. Like, maybe she stayed for a night. Then in the morning, the pap shows up. He gets the pictures. He knows what time she's going to be coming out. Shoots the pictures. Turns them in. They got the story. And it will either shame her mother, Candy, into giving her some money, or maybe it'll get Dean to say, all right, for the love of God, like, don't take my kids to some shithole. Come back here, or let me get you an Airbnb, for God's sakes. Let's read the story. Let's see what they're claiming. And look, maybe she was just having like a field trip, or they were glamping in a motel. Maybe it's a TikTok challenge. But anyway, she's pictured leaving the $100 a night motel. The 50-year-old reality star who famously inherited just $800,000 of the estimated $600 million fortune left by her late father checked in on Saturday. Honestly, when I read that, I don't know how she goes on. That would piss me off to no end. $800,000, which is plenty of money for a regular person, but she's used to a $165 million mansion. That lifestyle. I mean, I'm sorry. I know it sounds like, hey, other people work and they never get to even own a house. I get it. But look, people are conditioned by the environment they're raised in. All right. You can't take a domesticated animal and release it into the wild. It'll get killed very quickly. So she's a domesticated animal in a lot of ways. Only $800,000. And all her friends are probably like super rich parents, rich boyfriends, husbands, etc. So there's a lifestyle that you have to keep up with. I bet she blew through that very quickly. I could make that last. If anyone wants to leave me $800,000, I could make it last. I'll show you. But for her, 800 out of 600 million. That means that son of a bitch died. He held on to 598. What would that be? $599.2 million. I would be pissed. I mean, like, how do you not just like hate your father forever for eternity and be bitter at the world? I'm amazed that she's even smiling and looks like, halfway decent. Being pictured leaving the no frills accommodation, dubbed the Manor. Oh, no, that's the name of her house. I was going to say some of these motels have like very frou-frou names that when you look at them, you think, whoa, that's some creative advertising right there. She appeared downcast outside the roadside hotel as she was accompanied by her 5 children, whom she shares with estranged husband, Dean. Regardless of the circumstances, Tori looked in great shape as she showcased her ripped abs in a black crop t-shirt with navy blue trousers and baby blue and white Nike Dunk Low sneakers. I wonder if she wrote that little paragraph herself. I was like, make sure you put this in the article about my ripped abs. This would be a good reality show. If this is a reality show pitch, it's great. Tori Spelling, the Motel life, What was the Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie show? Simple Life? The Life of Hell. Psycho. She accessorized with a beaded necklace, blah, 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 blah. Okay, come on. Let's get to it. This comes just weeks after DailyMail.com revealed exclusively that Dean has reached his boiling point with wife Tori, and after 18 years of bowing down to her demands, may be walking away from their marriage for good, telling friends that nothing he ever does will be good enough for her. Yeah, I mean, he made a... could I read the news in an offensive Jamaican accent, please? I will read it in the accent of the guy from The New Little Mermaid. No, I can't. You know what? As much as I would love to, I can't have that recorded. So go after yourself, Smalls. Did you take those pictures? Do you know anything about this? Those would be good shots. I would like you to go there. Rosita Reporter, you used to work with me at TMZ. I would like you to go there and stake out this motel and see if she's still living in there or if this is just a Daily Mail, fake pap setup, which is what I think. Dean McDermott, of course, he made a horrible mistake marrying Tori Spelling in the first place, because Dean McDermott, he may be an actor, a working actor, but like he's not making that much money. You're with a girl who grew up in a $200 million mansion, got left only $800,000, and is desperately trying to get back to that level of lifestyle. You're never going to be able to give it to her unless you invent, vaping or something that'll make you a ton of money. Tori Spelling bullied Monica Lewinsky in middle school. Is that true? Monica Lewinsky went to school with Tori Spelling? Tori, Tori, this is President Clinton. I understand that you bullied this fine young lady who's currently sitting on the floor of the Oval Office. Pipe down. Yeah, and of course nothing that you do is ever going to be good enough for her. Look at where she grew up with this guy who looks like he just walked out of Bohemian Grove. Yikes. Does have free Wi-Fi. Look at that. Free Wi-Fi and parking. And wood furnishings. Maybe it's not such a bad place after all. It's true. What's true? The Monica Lewinsky thing, or that she's living in a motel? This isn't how my life was supposed to go. I was on 90210, you know. God, I miss the early 90s. Kids, we can't afford In-N-Out today, but we can afford Tommy's Burger. It's on Lincoln Boulevard. According to a close mutual friend, Dean feels as though he's done everything in his power to make his wife happy, but believes that his efforts have not been reciprocated in any way. Of course not. She's probably a major narcissist who's been spoiled her whole life. As far as I know, she's the only Spelling kid. Dean has changed and worked very hard to be the husband she needed him to be, but she is still demanding and entitled. Canadian actor Dean first hinted that the marriage may be headed for the end on June 16th, when he claimed on Instagram that he and Tori had split in a post that was quickly deleted, and they have been together since 2006. It's over. They haven't put one picture of Dean McDermott in this video, in this story, by the way. Like, I would love to know what he looks like. That guy. Okay. You blew it, Dean. Tori has a brother? Oh. Well, still, what's he doing? Has anybody heard from him? Smalls, I need you to, can you call in? Can I send you a link? You seem to know a lot about the Tori Spelling experience. I need this type of information. Why did he get more than 800K? Well, anyways, I'll be on the lookout for her. I'm going to go out with my camera because I'm going to start going to the field more again, because the snail's pace growth of this show is telling me that I got to go out there and get some field content again to pick things up. I'm not an authority on the Spellings. Well, you seem to know a lot about them today. Please go and check into that motel and keep an eye on them. Anyways, if it's real, it's pretty bad. Hopefully it will shame, and even if it's not a setup, even if it's real, I still think that Tori said, I'll show you, Candy. Because Candy, by the way, TMZ got her. Let me pull that up. He was like, of course I'm going to help my daughter. Really? Your daughter and her 5 children are living in a motel. All right, let's see what the interview was. 1 second here. But like, I still think that it's a thing to get to shame Candy Spelling into like actually giving her some money. It's time. What's Candy Spelling? 78 years old now or something? Like, what do you need? You really need the 500 million? Are you holding out for Peter Thiel to come to you and say, I've discovered immortality, but it's going to cost you $400 million? Just give your daughter some money, for God's sake. People like Candy and Aaron Spelling and Stevie Wonder and Bill Gates, Steven Spielberg, like all of these people who say, well, we're not going to give our kids money. We're going to teach them to really live, like, or Ashton Kutcher and Mila, like, go fuck yourself. Just give them some money. You Birth them into an alternate reality from the rest of us. Don't force them now to come live here. It looks bad. Now I'm sitting here thinking, God, what a POS Candy Spelling must be. Her daughter and her granddaughter and her grandkids are living in a cheap motel in LA. It makes you look bad. Like, as much as you might not like it emotionally, or you don't want to like part with the money, it's better for your reputation. It's a small cost for the reputation of the Spelling family. I'm not saying you got to give her 9 figures, but give her 7 figures. Something to live on respectably. Because it's bad for the brand, the Spelling brand. Andaloro has a lot more live interaction with the live stream on it. And you know what? You're damn right. Andaloro, the joy of everything on TikTok. Please go follow him. He's showing you and me and all of us how to do it. I need to be more like Joe. He's my ex-TMZ coworker. He was on this show like a week or 2 ago. The guy is just brilliant. He's really doing it big. If I had that audience, I would interact. All right, let's see what Candy has to say.
Josh, listen, how's Tori doing?
She's doing great.
Yeah, her and
oh, is she? She's living in a $100 motel. Tori's doing great. Her and your 5 grandchildren are stuffed into a $100 a night motel with free Wi-Fi and looking downcast as they walk around with their washboard abs. But she's doing great.
I've been getting back together. Is this? Listen, how's Tori doing?
She's doing great.
Yeah, her and Dean are always breaking up and getting back together. Is this the real deal this time?
I don't know. I love my daughter and I support her in whatever she does.
Is this for the best, you think?
I support my daughter.
I don't know my daughter. I don't know my daughter. I don't care. I support her in whatever she does. This is so fake. This is such bullshit. I support her in what way are you supporting her? This, Tori, I hope you see this interview. I'm thinking of you.
What can I tell you?
Are you going to help bail out Tori financially?
Of course, I will always be there for her.
Yeah, in any way.
Oh, really? Did you? Maybe she did. You know what? Maybe she bailed her out. Maybe she paid for the motel. I stand corrected.
Possible. You think this is a good idea?
Is that Adam Glynn?
Josh?
Yes.
Yes?
I think this is a great idea.
You think this is going to last? In any way possible. You think this is a good idea, Josh?
Yes.
Yes?
I think this is a great idea.
You think this is going to last?
I really hope so.
Yeah, why?
Because I think it's time for Tori deserves a really good life, and I think she's a fabulous girl.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Josh.
Yeah. Who is that? Is that Josh Flagg? That is Josh Flagg. Okay, they were coming out of the Hermes store in Beverly Hills on Friday. I don't believe it. First of all, it's so annoying, that fake, sincere voice that we used to have to come up with. Hey, Candy. Just wanted to ask, how do you feel about your daughter living in a $100 a night motel? Are you going to be there for her? It's a horrible story on all fronts. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, look, I sympathize with Candy as well. Maybe she's given her a ton of money and Tori just blows through it. But look, this is the monster you've created. You are responsible for this Frankenstein. There's no way that Tori was going to go out and earn that kind of money on her own. Get real. All right, let's push through and try to wrap this up. What else did I say we're going to talk about today? Beyonce's half brother. Who cares? That's another story of like Beyonce's father is going out. He's having babies with all kind of people years after Beyonce is already a grown adult and success. Like, I'm sorry to the kid, but Beyonce doesn't have an obligation because her dad who has been divorced from her mom for years, and it's like he's got his own issues. It's not her fault that he went out and got your mom pregnant. It's just not. We got to just be real. Getting a phone call. So, I don't want to spend too much time on that because that's really the gist of it. He's wondering why the singer doesn't love him. And it's like, well, look, the singer has been Beyonce for 25 years. She didn't grow up with you. She doesn't know you. She probably doesn't approve of her father just going out there and having unprotected sex. So I don't know. I mean, it'd be nice if Beyonce like give him a car or something, or cut him a little check, send him a monthly stipend. Sure, she could. She could certainly afford it. Beyonce could support Tori Spelling and be just fine, to be honest. But unfortunately, she's no obligation. I don't know that you're going to have any luck. But it is always a good idea to go to the media to shame these people. If you keep it up, if you stay consistent and persistent with your public shaming, you may actually get a settlement. So don't give up, kid. All right. Spelling, Madonna. I think that's probably. Do we care about George Santos? You know what? Forget George Santos. We'll do that some other time. Again, this is the new website, clickpop.com. Check it out. Subscribe to the Substack. We send the articles directly to your email. We post, and there's more podcasts, etc., etc. But this today should just about do it for the Dante Greco show. We're back. We're going to be back on our regular cadence now that the holidays are over. There's no more holidays coming up for a while, so the party's over. Back to work. Now, if I could find my outro, that would be fantastic. But yeah, just it's tough. It truly is not everything it's cracked up to be when you are one of these children of the super rich and famous. Yeah, because they don't always love you. They often will have problems. All right, hold on. I'll take that call off air. Here we go.
Have a good life. We will see you soon.
Much love.
Thank you.
Love.
All right, got it.
So once again, thank you to my brother. Tell him your name again.
Dante Greco.
2 words. Made in America.
Dante, you're doing great.
That's good. I never anybody over in my life. It's from.
Listen, I want you to leave my good friend Ringo alone.
Pal, Hal.
Have a good day.